So you guys just saw the movie, and one by one, let me know what you thought about the movie.
Okay, well, I thought the movie was well written. I thought it was well portrayed over different characters that are not typically seen when we think about relationships.
Well, I enjoyed the movie. I will admit, I didn't expect it to be that good, that in depth. I liked the plot. I like that it was real. I think that a lot of those characters are very real for today's, not even black single people, but just single people in general.
Okay.
I love the fact. I love how it exposes the areas that needed to be improved with a lot of the women, as well as the men, as well as the strengths.
Yeah.
I really like the plot. I really like basically how they brought it back to what's important in relationships and what you want out of a mate versus superficial or what people say they think they want or what their friends want. And I really enjoyed that.
Okay. And let me ask you.
I thought it was fair. Like, it wasn't just man bashing. It was also saying, I guess the pitfalls that women have as well. I thought it was well done. It was kind of refreshing.
Okay. So y'all were surprised.
Yes. I
Okay.
did not think it would be that good. Yeah.
All right. So, did any of you see yourselves in the movie at any point?
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely. Definitely.
I was actually the guy, the player,
Okay.
the one who was just like trying to have intimate relationships, and that was it.
Right.
At one time in life, I was just like that. I was like
Okay.
not into. I just wanted to just do my thing and whatever.
Somebody broke your heart.
And to somebody, yeah, that was the reason why. Actually, we won't say his name. But yeah, and
Okay.
then I found my mate now, and it was just like in the movie. He just changed the game on me, but he wasn't trying to.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's why he's the only one now.
Okay. And you were gonna say?
Yeah, I see myself in Taraji Henson's character, kind of like the strong woman, and you see the guys. At first, you think you want the guy who has a really nice job and the 6 figures, and then you start to understand the guys with potential. But sometimes it's hard getting that message across, and you just want the best for them, not trying to change them.
Okay.
You see the potential in them to be better than they are right now.
So now you see potential.
Potential.
Okay. And did you see yourself in the movie?
Did, unfortunately. I was just shaking my head when I saw Megan Good. I was like, wow, I date the charming, good-looking guy. And believe him even when I know he's lying.
Wow. Okay. And you guys are laughing out of admitting the same, or?
I think we could see ourselves probably in multiple characters at different times. I think,
Yes.
I think at the earlier stage, I would have been who was the first character we saw? The
Baby mom.
the guy who dated the mama's boy.
The mama's boy?
So I dealt with that before, but then you move on because you realize, you still need some time to figure out who you are before you can go on. And then you date the guy who is the player, and then you realize, that really ain't working for you.
So okay, so you weren't just one character. You could have been.
I could have been multiple.
Couple.
I think at this
Okay.
point in my life now, though, I relate more to one character than the other.
Okay. Now, some of you might have read the book or not, but in terms of the advice that is given, would any of you see yourselves doing what some of the women did, taking that advice and applying it to your relationship?
I'll be honest with you. I have the book and I've read the book, and I will say, okay, I'm gonna sound like a snot. Even though I'm a licensed mental health professional, I'm about to be a doctor.
Get it. Found it.
Found it. Thank you. I'll leave me handy. I will say that what Steve Harvey put in his book, I felt like it was almost like universal truth. Like it was. I have to say his book was well written, and I have to say a lot of his strategies, or whatever you want to call it, or insight, I thought it was pretty dead on. And I will say that I did buy the book last February, and I just started dating my guy last April.
Oh.
I'm mean, I didn't finish the book till after we started dating. I wasn't using it against him. I wanted to do something different, and I really enjoyed a lot of the things that Steve said. Not everything, but I would say a great deal of it.
Okay, so but yes or no? Could you see yourself doing what some of these women did, using some of the advice?
Yes,
Yeah.
okay. I did. I have.
I think I actually did with not my last boyfriend. I actually tried that in the whole 90-day policy and it worked.
Okay, okay.
Folding the cookies?
Folding the cookies. And it was different for me too, but it actually worked because I felt at that point we got to know each other a little better. I haven't read the full book. That was the only thing from Steve I got because I don't have the book yet, but that was something I got hearing him on the radio and stuff like that I tried. And I was like, well, it kind of makes sense. And I think he said a lot of stuff we know, we just don't really want to
Apply. That's
or
just not
we think we're gonna lose the guy and stuff. But he's saying, you know, there's different between, like, I think the best part he said it there, boys shack up, men build homes, and that's when you look for that. There's two types of mates. You either look for the trophy or you look for the sports fish, the one you're gonna throw back. And if women start to really believe those things and not even reading the book, I think there'd be different relationships.
Okay. And would you apply what you saw, or have you?
I think I have, like in various ways. But I think one that stood out for me was that men do what you're required. So, I think I'll chew on that one.
Okay. And so with the title, Act Like a Man, what do you make of that? That in a relationship you kind of have to act like a man.
Well, it's acting
No,
like
think.
Or think like a man.
I really feel that I don't think that the title. I think if I could tell Steve one thing, I don't think it should be Think Like a Man. I think it should be ways to have to get the relationship we want with the opposite sex versus Think Like a Man. Because one of the things he said are values. I mean, women having values again. I know in today's culture, you know, premarital sex is okay and all these different, you know, marriage is out. I mean, so many different things in society doesn't mean it's right. But he's old school. He's kind of bringing, when I say old school, he's bringing it back to the way society was and kind of like standards and values. And I
So
think
you're talking about his generation.
that's what I think, because I know
Okay.
he's in his late 50s, and I think that he's been married for like 20 years, something like that. And I can see that there's a lot of ingredients in his marriage or what he's trying to partake on us. Wisdom, it works for a lot of couples and longevity in relationships. So I don't think it should be called Think Like a Man. It should be morals and values and successful ways to deal with the relationship, I think.
Okay. Okay. So in terms of thinking like a man, would you not? Anybody?
That's maybe the problem.
Say more. Tell me.
Because I think men really can't handle too much when you think like a man. Like we saw in the movie, it was, wow, how dare he tell them our secrets? How dare he show them our rules and how we do things?
Okay.
And if women were to actually constantly apply those rules, that would mean it would be an even playing field. I don't know if they could actually handle that.
Well, don't women have secrets? And
Absolutely.
Okay.
We do, but I think the point that I got from the movie is we're all looking for the same thing at the end of the day if we want to admit to it. And if we could, a lot of it is we cut out some of
The game playing?
playing,
Yes,
we can get
that's
to
what
the
it is.
prize at the end of the line. But
The authentic
society teaches us that we want to play these games. We must do these things in order to have this person when, you know, the right person will wait.
If you're authentic, and I feel like at the end of the movie when he brought it full circle, when they were just authentic in themselves and honest with the way that they are in their life and what they want, things like gel together, and that the other person actually loved them for it. They weren't perfect, but they were just authentic, and I felt like that, you know, to me, I really love that.
okay. So any other comments?
I wish everyone would go see the movie, not just women, because I think that was the target audience. But I think like I think what the problem with a lot of romantic comedies or anything that has the word romantic in front of it, men associate it with being a woman's thing, and it's just a conversation piece that can continue to be going on and on. Because if they saw the movie, I think a lot of guys would see themselves too in the movie. And not only in the male roles, but some of the female roles, because we know a lot of the roles are changing with men and women, and maybe they'll get a new perspective, some insight into what's happening.
Right, because there are some women who are playing
the man's game.
Okay.
Who think like
that was me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
so-
All right. Well, thank you for your opinions and sharing your comments. And have a good night.
Thank you.